So Echo Valley is currently streaming on Apple TV Plus, and I have a non-spoiler review available that you all can check out to get my thoughts on the film. But I wanted to make this video to talk about the crazy stuff that happened, as well as my thoughts on the ending. So with that being said, spoilers ahead. Alright, before we get into all the twists and turns that the movie had to offer, let's talk about one of the most frustrating scenes for me, in a good way. And that's when Claire pays her mom Kate a visit for the second time, and obviously at that point we know Claire is an addict. And when she's having her mom run around the house trying to get money from her, she locks herself in the bedroom. Then she threatens to take her dog and starve her dog to death, which forces Kate to come out of the room. But then it doesn't stop there. We then proceed to see Claire bang her mom's head against the wall, and then she also bites her like a dog. At that point, I don't know, again, I know the understanding of the film is everything a mother would do to protect her kid, no matter how wrong they are. I get all that, but my goodness, I don't know how Kate was able to accept her into her house again. That was insane. But speaking of insane, this was the plot twist that I did not see coming, and that's when it's revealed that we are under the assumption that the body that Kate got rid of was the boyfriend of Claire, but comes to find out the boyfriend's still alive, and this whole plan was put together by the drug dealer played by Domhnall Gleeson. So we end up finding out that the body that Kate got rid of was a kid who overdosed, and again, this was all put together by the drug dealer that Domhnall Gleeson played. He didn't think that Kate was going to do it, but she ended up doing it because, again, the whole thing of the story is she would do anything to protect her daughter. Which, on that note, was it just me, or was anyone else kind of surprised by how good Kate was of getting rid of the body, cleaning the car, burning up the clothes? Has Kate got rid of a body before? But now let's get to the big twist, which I wasn't a fan of because it was so far-fetched. We have Kate coming up with the plan to burn down her farmhouse to get the insurance money to give to Domhnall Gleeson, but then we find out that she came up with this whole plan of having it look like it was insurance fraud, but it was his idea. He had the body that was up in the attic. She hired him to work for him, and again, the whole thing was to put it on the drug dealer to make it seem like he did all this stuff. And the reason I'm not a fan of it is because, again, so many things have to go perfect and everything had to go right for it to work out, and also the police didn't decide to look further into Kate and also interview her daughter and her boyfriend. It made no sense. But the question I have for you all, at the very end, we see Kate gets the money, she's rebuilding her farm, she's going back to work with the boardings, with the horses, and doing all her training stuff. But then at the very end, we see Claire knocking on the door. She opens the door, and we're left as an audience to think, will she allow Claire to come back into her life, or will she shut her out? Personally, I think she's going to allow Claire to come back into her life and somehow manipulate her, but I would like to think that she learned her lesson and she would probably get rid of her daughter to never step foot into her house again, never speak to her again. But how did you all interpret the ending? Did she let her daughter come back into her life? Did she push her out of her life? What did you all think about the ending? What did you think of all the twists and the turns? Let's talk about it all in the comments below.